Hello, everybody.
Person at the jail, what is your name?
Frank Williams.
Mr. Williams, do you have a mailing address?
Oh, yes, I do. It's 8 Cadillac, Michigan.
At 1M or 2?
It's only 1M.
And that's street, correct?
Yes.
Do you have a good phone number?
I don't. I just got a new phone. I'm not really sure what the number is.
Do you have an email address?
I do not.
Did you have the opportunity to meet with somebody from the public defender's office today?
Yes, I did.
I have a complaint that alleges that on or about March 26, 2025, here in the city of Cadillac in Wexford County, you did in count number 1, breaking and entering illegal entry without owner's permission. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a fine of $500. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Yes, I do.
Did you read and sign an advice of rights form at the jail, talk about your rights to an attorney and your rights to a trial?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, I did.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. You also have the right to represent yourself. Do you plan to hire an attorney today?
I did.
Do you have the financial means to hire an attorney?
No.
So do you wish the appointment of an attorney? You could release that attorney if you.
No, I take that back. No, I don't want an attorney.
Want to represent yourself?
Yes. I apologize.
Oh, no need to apologize. We just have to go through a process. So bear with me for just a second.
Okay.
I have a form that I need to go through with you if you're going to represent yourself, and I'll read that form to you. It says, I am the defendant in this case. The judge has explained to me, and I understand that I have been accused of a crime, and I have read or have had read to me the charges against me and know the minimum and maximum possible sentences, the nature of the charges, and that there may be lesser included offenses, defenses, or mitigating circumstances. That I have the right to be represented by a lawyer at all stages of this process, and that the court will appoint one for me at public expense if I cannot afford one. That I have the right to consult with a lawyer that I hire or that the court appoints. That I have the right to act as my own lawyer. That if I represent myself, I will be held to the same standards of law and procedure as a lawyer and will not get any special treatment from the court. The risks of being my own lawyer, including that a lawyer has skills and expertise that I do not in preparing for and conducting a criminal defense and trial, and that the state does have an experienced lawyer. Unlike the prosecutor in this case, I will be exposed to the dangers and disadvantages of not knowing the complexities of jury selection, procedure, or how to preserve my appeal rights. That because of these things, it can be unwise to act as my own lawyer. I knowingly and freely waive my right to the assistance of an attorney and choose to represent myself. I do not want to hire an attorney or have the court appoint one for me. I have no doubt about my decision. How many years of education do you have?
11.
It goes on to state that I have 11 years of education. I read and understand the English language, and I am mentally sound. After having gone through that, you still wish to represent yourself?
Yes.
I'm going to put on here that we discussed this on the record. And I will mark that you are going to represent yourself. The next stage is the entering of a plea. You have the right to enter a not guilty plea, stand mute, or plead guilty. If you stand mute, the court would enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. To the charges that you did break and entering, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Will you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
It is your free choice to enter a guilty plea today. If you pled not guilty, we would set the matter for a pretrial conference and give you the opportunity to discuss the matter with the prosecuting attorney to see if there's a way to resolve the case.
I would like to proceed in pleading guilty today.
Okay. Then to the charge that on or about March 26, 2025. Well, let me back up because I forgot something. Has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plead?
No,
Has anybody threatened in any way to get you to plead?
no, sir.
And is it your own free choice to plead guilty today?
Yes, it is.
Are you currently on probation or parole in any other county?
No, I'm not.
Are you on bond in any other file?
No,
Then to the charge that on or about March 26, 2025, in the city of Cadillac, you did break and entering a building without permission. How do you plead?
guilty.
I must have you tell me what it is that makes you guilty. So what happened presumably earlier today?
Well, me and my friends, my co-defendants or whatever, you know, they're homeless. I'm homeless, and it's just rough finding a place out there. And well, he told me about this. Ethan told me about this spot that, you know, I could stay for a night because it was cold last night. You know, in the wintering, it doesn't seem like it's breaking. So I went there with him and I entered that building and I got arrested there.
And what type of building was it that you entered?
I think it was a old train station, I think.
And did you have the permission of the owner to do that?
I did not.
And would you agree with me that that was here in the city of Cadillac?
Yes, that was.
Mr. Carnes, do you believe the defendant's provided a factual basis to accept the plea and the court's been compliant with the court rules?
Yes, Your Honor.
As does the court, I find the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. Sir, you've been found guilty of breaking and entering illegal entry without the owner's permission, the 90-day misdemeanor and or a $500 fine. Mr. Carnes, do we need to set this over for sentencing? This would be a victim crime, would it not?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will go ahead and we'll set this matter for sentencing, give the owner of the property the opportunity to address the court in regards to sentencing. Mr. Williams, you do have the opportunity to be released on bond. In your past, I show in 2014 an attempt to resist and obstruct, in 2015 an attempt to resist and obstruct, 2018 a retail fraud third, in 18 a domestic violence, in 20 a disorderly drunk, in 22 a possession of methamphetamine, and obstruction of justice. Mr.
That's not correct. There shouldn't be, on that last one, there shouldn't be an obstruction charge. I never got convicted of that.
Let me take a quick look here. Well, your criminal history shows that you were found guilty in the 55th Circuit Court out of Clare County on 8/1/22, that you were found guilty of obstructing justice. So you might want to check into that if that's not your understanding.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Williams, your bond is based upon the probability of you appearing at future court appointments, the seriousness of the offense that you've just pled to, and the threat that you pose to the community. Before I get to you, Mr. Carnes, anything regarding bond?
It is troubling that these people are invading this property. I would ask the court for a cash bond.
Mr. Williams, is there anything you'd like me to know regarding setting bond?
Yes, actually, while I've been here, and they did say that was going to be a problem even get, because I have no funds. Like, and I called my mom and she said that since if I get out this time, that I could go to a rehab that she will let me go there until I can get going, so I won't be, I won't be stuck in like, because I'm not out here just breaking into people's houses to steal things or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. It's just, it does get hard, man, and like, well, I mean, there's not nothing to justify this, okay, but that was not my intentions. I didn't have no intention of harming, stealing, anything like that. And if I get released, because I have no money, I can't get bonded out, and I don't think. I was hoping to get a PR bond, and
If I
and
gave you a
have some
PR bond, if I gave you a PR bond, where would you go?
Simons, it would be my mother's, my house.
That's still your mother's house? I show that you have 2 failed appears out of the 50th District Court in Pontiac. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, that's so far, man. I couldn't. Like I said, didn't have nobody then. I had no way. It was I can't walk there. But like I promise you, like this is something small. Like this is something small that I did, even though maybe it's not small to the victim. But I promise you that like it's a 90-day misdemeanor. Like I'll show up for it. I'm here in Cadillac.
Well, the court will go ahead. Well, I do find that you pose as a possible flight risk, given that you are homeless and that you've got 2 failed appears. I also know that you have substantial ties to the community. So I'm going to go ahead and issue a PR bond. You are to have no contact with the property at 1 North Street. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You are also to appear as ordered, keep your contact information current, not leave the state without permission, and commit no new crimes. If you are found in violation of those terms of probation, you could be held without a warrant and your bond, I'm sorry, if you're found in violation of those terms of your bond, you could be arrested without a warrant and your bond revoked. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Before you are released from jail today, you'll receive your next court date. Okay,
Okay.
good luck. Next
Thank you very
arraignment.
much.
Person at the jail, what is your name?
Ethan. Ethan
What's your
Hill.
last name? Ethan Hill?
Hill. Yes.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Ethan Patrick Neil Hill, case number 251056 SM. We're here for an arraignment. Mr. Hill, do you have a good mailing address?
I don't right now, no.
Do you have a phone number?
No, I don't have a phone number either. I don't have a phone.
Do you have an email address?
No, I don't.
Mr. Hill, did you meet with somebody from the public defender's office today?
Yes, I did.
I have a complaint that alleges that on or about March 26, 2025, here in the city of Cadillac in Wexford County, you did in count number 1, break and entering illegal entry without owner's permission. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a fine of $500. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Yes, and I was also hoping that I could come in contact with whoever it was and apologize thoroughly.
Okay, we have some steps we have to go through, so let me just ask my questions, okay?
Okay.
Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did you read and sign an advice of rights form there at the jail, talk about your rights to an attorney and your rights to a trial?
Yes.
Did you understand that form?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, I don't.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. You also have the right to represent yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you plan to hire an attorney today?
No.
Do you wish the court to make an appointment of an attorney?
Yes.
What is your current source of income?
I don't have any.
Okay, the court will make a referral to the public defender's office for the appointment of an attorney. Will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, and we'll set the matter for a pretrial conference. You also have the right to have a bond set. Your bond is based upon the threat that you pose to the public, the seriousness of the charges, and the likelihood of you appearing at future court appearances. Counsel, I show two deferrals in the defendant's past in 20 and 21. Mr. Harrison, anything regarding bond?
Not really, Your Honor. It's a relatively low level crime that he's alleged to have done here. He had reasoning behind it, wasn't any malicious intent behind what he did. He is currently homeless. We've discussed how we might work together on how to fix that as well in the future. As far as him returning to court, say he wants to. I don't know where he's gonna go if you release him, but we can always get him some housing somewhere, even if it's just a shelter.
Mr. Carnes?
Thank you, Your Honor. I just asked for a no contact order with the address on this. Sure.
Mr. Hill, if I were to release you from jail, where would you go?
Up to the shelter.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Are you welcome there?
It's been about a year since I was up there. I didn't have any problems when I left, so there shouldn't be a problem when I go back up there, you know.
Other than the housing situation and communication system, you not having a phone or a mailing address, if I were to release you, is there anything that would stop you from appearing at court?
No, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, you know. I want to be able to get it over with like a man and stuff, you know. There's not really any reason to run from something that you did wrong, you know. It's just better to fix it, so.
Okay, the court will enter a PR bond. That means you won't have to post any money to get out of jail. I'm going to order
Okay.
the following conditions: that you appear as ordered, keep your contact information current, not leave the state without permission, and commit no new crimes. Additionally, you are to have no contact with the property located at 1 North Street here in the city of Cadillac. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Next to Raymond. Person at the jail, what is your name?
Stephen Petrovich.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Stephen Michael Petrovich, case number 251055 SM. We're here for an arraignment. Mr. Petrovich, do you have a good mailing address?
7 Fife Lake, Michigan.
76 Hold on.
Yeah.
You broke up on me. What was the road name? Okay. And you get mail there?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a good phone number?
I just got that phone number, sorry.
Do you have an email address?
.com.
Did you have the opportunity to meet with somebody from the public defender's office today?
I have.
I have a complaint that alleges that on or about March 26, 2025, here in the city of Cadillac in Wexford County, you did in count number 1, breaking and entering illegal entry without the owner's permission. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a fine of $500. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
I do, sir.
Did you read and sign an advice of rights form there at the jail, talk about your rights to an attorney and your rights to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
I do.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, sir.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one may be appointed to you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. You also have the right to hire your own attorney. Did you plan to hire an attorney today?
No, sir.
Plan to represent yourself or request the appointment of an attorney?
I request the appointment of an attorney.
What's your current source of income?
I don't have a source of income right now. I'm not working, but I do get help from my parents.
The court will enter a not guilty plea. We'll make a referral to the public defender's office for the appointment of an attorney, and we'll set the matter for a pretrial conference. Well, you also have the right to have a bond set. Your bond is based upon the probability of you appearing at future court appointments, the seriousness of the offense charged, and the threat that you pose to the public. Gentlemen, historically, I show in 2019 an operating while intoxicated 2020 interfere with electronic communications and aggravated domestic. In 21, a trespass and an attempted resist and obstruct. In 20, a disorderly drunk. 21, attempted malicious destruction of personal property less than $200 and assault and battery. In 22, an attempted resist and obstruct. 22, use of methamphetamine. And 23, possession of methamphetamine. Mr. Harrison, anything regarding bond?
Mr. Petrovich has long-standing ties to this community. Acknowledges that he's had a rough go of things, particularly a couple of years ago. As far as I know, he doesn't have any history not showing up in court. And as he acknowledged to you, he does have a stable place to go and people that can keep him organized and appearing in court and that sort of thing.
Mr. Carnes?
Your Honor, I'd ask for a no contact order with the address.
Mr. Petrovich, if I were to release you from jail, where would you go?
I'd probably have to go to my mom's today.
Is
In
that
Fife
the
Lake.
Fife Lake,
Yes,
that Fife
yes.
Lake address? Is there anything that would stop you from coming to court?
No, sir.
Are you currently on probation?
No.
The court will issue a PR bond. That means you can be released without posting any funds. However, you are going to be subject to the following conditions: that you appear as ordered to keep your contact information current, not leave the state without permission, and commit new crimes. Additionally, you are to have no contact with the property located at 1 North Street here in the city of Cadillac. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's it for me.
You have 2 more to walk in.
We're done with the jail.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, right now.
Thank you, jail.
Do we have a fourth arraignment, Your Honor?
Yeah, Tricia.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Judge Van Alts has that one.
Okay.
Thanks again for coming out. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.